Wow. All right, guys, here we go. So I just wanted to share a little piece of me with you guys. We are at 500 subscribers, man. So welcome. If you guys don't know, my name's Daniel. I was on opiates for 13 years, and the majority of my work experience has been in customer service and hospitality. This is the video you're about to see is the last video of me working in the last hotel I ever worked at. So at this point in my life, I was a front desk agent working the overnight shift. They call it the night audit shift in hotels. The shift was 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So I was the guy that would set up breakfast for when you guys are checking out. And if you guys can't tell by now, like if you guys can't tell, like I've always been the type to provide value, share my experience, and hopefully, kind of reaches somebody that needs to hear it. So even in my active addiction days, I was still the same way. That's just who I am by heart. I like leading by example and provide value, right? And anything I do, anything I've been through, I like sharing it with others. That's just how I am. So in this video right here, this was in 2018, I believe, 2018. So it's called Tips on How to Be an Effective Hotel Front Desk Agent. And this video is only a few minutes. Yeah, 2.5 minutes. So yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's react. Watch me react to me. Here we go.
Hey guys, just another video here. I'm at work, so I got to make this one kind of quick, and I got to make it count. So the topic of tonight's video is how to be a efficient and effective and successful front desk agent.
All right, so you'll notice me looking down. I actually made notes for this. I used to have a YouTube channel back in the day talking about talking about my experience in hotels and providing value on how to be a front desk agent in various scenarios and all that good stuff. So if you see me looking down, that's why.
For the hotel you work for. So the first thing I want to talk about is as soon as that guest arrives, you are the first point of contact and possibly the last for that guest. So first impressions count. You got to make it count and have fun up there,
Have fun up there. Have fun up there. I'm not sure if I said this, but I was absolutely lit in this video. I went to work detoxing. It basically means in withdrawal. I didn't have anything on me. Long story short, I call my guy when I get there. I was in between paychecks, so I'd blow all my paychecks right away. I was in between paychecks, and my guy, my dealer, he knew I always had money, right? One way or another. I always got money somehow, whether it's like $5-10 all the way up to a few $100 or thousands, right? Like, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. That's the life of addiction. And that was my story back then. So ultimately, I call my guy at work. It's kind of slow at night for the most part. Just depends on the year and all that. I call my guy, let him know, hey, I'll get my check in however long, right? So I was basically calling him for a front. So I call him. This is like sometime after 11 p.m. I call him, ask for a front. He's like, yeah, but I can't leave the house right now. So my shift is 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. I end up being on the phone with him like about 11:15 to 11:20ish. I was just waiting for the other guy that worked 3 p.m. to 11. The guy I was relieving. I was just talk to him for a little bit, wait for him to leave. So my guy says, yes, I can't leave. And ultimately, I leave this hotel unattended. I put up a sign, be like, hey, I'll be right back. So I take a taxi. I have a taxi pick me up because my car wasn't working at that time. Obviously, I couldn't afford to maintain it. And so I call my guy. He fronts me. He says he can't leave. So I take a taxi, leave the hotel unattended, take it to his house, pick up. I have the taxi wait there at the apartment. And then he, I do my thing, get my stuff, and then he takes me back to this hotel. So I was only gone for about 45 minutes or so. When I got back, there was a customer waiting outside, only for a few minutes. And I didn't have the taxi meet me at pull off right here at the front desk. I didn't have him drop me off at the front. I had him drop me off in the back. Then I walked to the front. I apologize to the customer that's there. That's not the guy in the back. The guy in the back that you see is just some random guy walking by. But I apologize to the customer. I let him know, hey, I was helping somebody else in another room with their TV. And so ultimately the guy was cool. I give the guy a free hotel upgrade. That basically means he was upgraded from the basic room to a suite. So I gave him a free upgrade for the inconvenience. Told him if you have any questions, anything at all, just hit me up. Call me at the front desk and I'll take care of you. And so that was a little bit about before I recorded this video. So I get to work, dope sick, leave, get my stuff, come back, take care of the guest, smoke in the restroom. I used to smoke H, smoking in the restroom, get well, right, get better. And then I came back and I was in the mood to record a video because I was feeling good. And we got to provide that value.
Have fun and just be efficient and effective. All right. Also,
I'll take you back a little bit.
Possibly the last for that guest. So first impressions count. You got to make it count and have fun up there. You know, have fun and just be efficient and effective. All right. Also, to be an effective front desk agent, you got to be upbeat. You got to be personable with a lot of energy. Also, you got to be knowledgeable regarding the job that you have and also the hotel that you work for in the city that you work in. Damn. So you also got to be knowledgeable regarding the restaurants and the sites, you know, the things to do and all that good stuff.
All that good stuff, right? You got to be knowledgeable. When you're at the desk, you're going to meet people from all over the world. So, like I said, you are the first point, you know, you're the first contact for basically, aside from like the flight attendants and people at the airport, right? The majority of these people got a cab from the airport to the hotel. Sometimes we get people locally checking in. So I'm always the first point of contact, right? And I always have to be prepared, knowing all the restaurants and things to do in town, right? Places to go, different sides of town to avoid, and people to avoid. And here I am at the front desk, high as a mofo, right? I might go in your room while you're gone just to see if there's cash around or something I could take, right? Like, it's crazy, man. Crazy. I'm just thankful I made it today.
In the town you work for, you know, which is pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, you got to make it count, guys. Got to make it count, and you got to have the answer for the guests. You also got to be patient, tolerant, and confident while you're up there. There's a vast amount of personalities that you're going to encounter while you're at the front desk, from laid back to demanding, all the way to guests that are just completely hammered, you know, and intoxicated.
Oh my God. I say that while I am lit in this video. Wow. That's crazy, man. I am an animal. I'm going to take it back so you can hear that.
You got to be patient, tolerant, and confident while you're up there. There's a vast amount of personalities that you're going to encounter while you're at the front desk, from laid back to demanding, all the way to guests that are just completely hammered, you know, and intoxicated. And you got to be ready to deal with that in a sensitive and effective way. Also, you got to be able to multitask while you're up there and be a good listener. And also help people with whatever needs they have. So, you know, that's one thing I take pride in, is to be able to have the answer right away. And I'm very knowledgeable in the city I work for. I'm certified in tourism here in Tucson, Arizona. So I take pride, you know, in the knowledge that I have and experience that I have. And, you know, it's amazing just being able to satisfy every guest's need. So that's a few things, guys, that I wanted to talk about tonight as far as being a successful front desk agent. If you guys have any more questions regarding this topic, let me know. Those are just a few key things that I just wanted to bring up. All right, guys, have a good night.
Wow. So I can't really explain how it feels to watch myself in that state, you know?
For a little savings, Specialist Miller.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I can't even describe how it feels to see like myself in that state, man. Like polar opposite, man. Polar opposite, but with good intentions as far as like helping people. I always helped people, but in active addiction, there was the side of me that made me take people's belongings, right? Take from people, right? I helped people, but I also took from them. And I'm not talking about just monetarily, because I took a lot of money and pawned a lot of things that weren't mine. But yeah, I hurt people, emotionally, mentally, and I knew I was doing bad, but your addiction, man, yeah, so I'm going to play this again, but without the audio. So yeah, like I was saying, I knew I was doing bad, right? But my addiction, man, it overrode everything. It overrode everything. At this point in my life, I was 145 pounds, 140 to 145. I went into rehab, not long after this. And then I got out weighing about 180, 185. And right now I'm like between like 195, 200. So I am really thankful as to where I'm at right now, man. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy. Just looking at myself, like I am absolutely pale. I look malnourished. I had a lot of people in the hotel field that watched these videos, and I'm so surprised I didn't get called out. It's insane, man. Like, I am just super surprised nobody called me out, because us people in active addiction, like, we could spot that, right? We could spot the mannerisms. We could spot just hearing somebody talk, right? You could tell when somebody's normal versus after they got high. And I could definitely spot it, man. I mean, my cheeks are all sunken in. I was wearing like a size small polo, and yeah, it's just crazy looking back, man. I really can't describe how it feels to see myself back then, Like, the addiction takes over your whole life, you know? Takes over your whole life and makes you do some crazy, crazy things, man. I was a little Tasmanian devil right here. Not giving a damn. I didn't give a damn. I left that hotel unattended. Anything could have happened while I was gone, right? The front doors of the lobby, they were locked, but we had like a little check-in window, and that's where people would check in, like overnights. So I took advantage of that 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 door being closed, because whenever I felt like smoking, I put up a sign at the little window saying I'll be back, and I went to the restroom in the lobby to smoke my stuff. It's crazy, man. It is so crazy. Like, I know if I had the opportunity to speak to this guy right here, like, I know he would not listen. He would not listen. He would just take everything in and would go like in one ear and out the other. It's crazy, man. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Just wanted to put out a video for the day. I'm trying to be consistent. I don't want to keep saying all the same things over, man, in these videos. So, trying new things. I should be getting a lapel mic, a wireless mic. Should be getting that today sometime. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.